main objective of being here at Entebbe Girls School is for us to renovate their library because, as my sister Queen had said before, knowledge is power and we do take our education very, very seriously. And what better way to empower those young girls than to renovate and make their facilities a little bit better for them to actually go and learn the best thing. But also we want to learn about their experience with their menstrual health, hopefully give them a bit of advice, not only with what is their menstrual health, but how they can look after themselves and hopefully also make the resources that they need to be able to help themselves during their menstrual hygiene and health. I actually studied here at some point in Uganda. Yes, in Uganda, I did study here at some point, and of course, naturally, I have family here. And you know, reaching out to people that we know, we found that this was the best school to kind of carry out the best interventions that we wanted to do here, which is the library that we wanted to change. It's a vibrant school, first of all, and that's what I've seen after coming here. You know, it's a lovely Muslim school. They take their religion very, very seriously. So that's also another thing that we will want to, you know, highlight because, you know, as Ugandans, we take our religion very, very seriously. And also we just wanted to give that opportunity. You know, there's a lot of other schools that we could have went to, but we were like, you know what? No, it's in a beautiful location. We've got other things that we could empower them to do. You know, aviation is one of them because they're right next to the airport. So we just wanted to empower the girls, just like we've been doing in Kitgum. So it's just a lucky pick, let's say, to choose them. Yeah.
And we are here at the beautiful Entebbe Girls School to raise awareness for vocational skills, menstrual health awareness, and furthermore, how to empower students as young females, as also young leaders in this world. Well, actually, my queen sister Vanessa, who you will interview shortly, she introduced us to this beautiful school, and we had a lovely, lovely welcoming. All the students were engaged. Their energy was so infectious, and we can't wait to spend the next 3 days with them. So, as the reigning Miss Uganda UK 2019-2020, I will be raising awareness on menstrual health and allowing girls to start conversations around their periods to promote a more healthier perspective on what it means to have a period. Yeah, we were up in the northern region in Kitgum, and we visited Kitgum Waiwe Okot and Kitgum Girls School, and we realised that there is a massive stigma around periods. There isn't conversation, and that's what we need to start. As soon as we start conversation, we start to break cycles, unhealthy cycles of how we view periods. And so through talking and through raising awareness on periods and menstrual health, we are allowing girls to understand that, number one, having a period is normal, and number two, it should not be a hindrance or a barrier to your educational success. Knowledge is power, number one. There's a saying, they can take everything away from you, whether it's your money, your status, your clothes, but one thing I'd say people can never take away from you is knowledge, and the power to learn is never ending. And so how we can ignite that, especially when it comes to the girls in this school, is through a library, through a safe space where their thoughts can fester into something even more bigger. And so that's why we wanted to introduce their library to them. We're going to paint and reinvent it to them so it can become their safe space. And it could also be a way for them to understand their career path a bit more through just reading, through knowledge. Yes, so up in Kitgum, the girls eventually, when we were in more intimate groups, they shared their concerns and their worries about their periods, and through our exercises, through talking to not just me, but to Faith and Vanessa towards the end, they had a completely different perspective on their periods, and that perspective was more healthy, was more confident, and it was more an empowered perspective as well.
Times I've visited Uganda, a lot of times some students are not able to finish their formal education for various different reasons. So because they're not able to finish, what other things can we give them to prepare them for life outside of school? So vocational skills, because once you learn that skill, no one can take that away from you. So once they have that skill, they can always make their money, they can support their families. Because I always say you can give someone a fish. If you give someone a fish, you can feed them for a day. But if you give them a net, they can feed themselves for a lifetime. And vocational skills are that net, so they'll be able to go out and sustain themselves throughout life. I think the first thing to do is start those conversations, understand the girls, see what challenges they go through, because every person has a different challenge. Some people it's accessibility to pads, some people is they have pains during their period. So first of all, understanding what is this girl experiencing so we can be able to address that situation, because for me it all sort of combines, because I advocate for vocational skills and there's things like sewing in vocational skills. So now if it's an issue of accessibility to pads, doing that vocational skill and being able to sew their own reusable pad that will be able to solve that problem. And also things like pain, being able to provide them with solutions for pain. If they don't have access to paracetamol, they can move their body, which is what we did down in Kitgum with Caitlin. So being able to provide them different solutions and catering to every person's different needs. So if the issue for the girls is accessibility to pads, then using their vocational skill of sewing, they'd be able to make their own reusable pad. So every time they'll be able to wash it rather than having to spend money and buy pads, new pads each time they start their cycle. So during our time here, because we've just landed, so during our time here, what we're going to do is speak to the girls. I'm doing vocational skills, so going to the catering classes and baking with them and just seeing how they do in those sessions and what they enjoy about it, and also speaking to them on the importance of having such a skill.